Hi guys, I'm Saim Faki. I'm the product manager at Zell Education. Today we're going to discuss about career opportunities after the CMA course. Before we get into that, a little bit about Zell Education. We provide courses such as CPA, ACCA, CFA, CMA, and everything else related to finance and accounting. Guys, we get into the depth of each and every course. We solve various doubts related to the course, and even the career opportunities related to each and every course, which is obviously the end goal which everyone is looking at. Guys, if you have any doubts related to our videos, please feel free to add your comments in the comment section, ask various questions, and we will make sure we reach out to you guys. So guys, coming back to the topic of today, which is the career opportunities after the CMA course. So let's just have a brief introduction about the CMA course itself. So there is an Indian CMA and a US CMA. Both of them are pretty similar, but obviously we advise our students to go for the US CMA course because it's not only valid in India, it's valid in India, in the Gulf, in Europe, as well as America, because it's a US based course. So guys, about CMA, it takes around 6 to 8 months to complete the course. There are 2 sets of papers. Each paper takes around 3 months to study, and you can give the CMA level 1, the part 1 first. You can give the level 2 after 3 months. So it generally takes around 6 months, but obviously sometimes you do want to prolong it and you do want to study a bit more in depth, and sometimes it takes 8 months to complete the course. The biggest question which comes is that after I finish my CMA, okay, it takes 6 to 8 months. After I finish my CMA, what sort of job opportunities am I looking at? A simple advice is that if you're planning to do CMA, first of all, or if you're doing any course, whether CMA, CPA, ACCA, never decide that I just want to end up in a big 4, okay? Because each and every big 4, or the goal shouldn't be that I want to work for Microsoft or Amazon or any company. You should be very specific that which department you want to enter, okay? For example, the big 4, like an EY, has around 20 to 25 various departments. The question you should be asking is that which department I want to work in, okay? So obviously, there is audit, there's taxation, there's financial advice, there's risk advisory, and that's where that's where the CMA course also enters, right? Generally, CMAs get into roles such as business analyst, okay, which is including your strategy making, financial analyst, risk advisory, and also asset management. These are the major 4 departments which CMAs generally get into. The best part about doing the CMA course is, so the CMA's authorized body is called IMA. The best part about CMA is that they have partnered with companies such as Amazon, Wipro, L&T, and various other corporates in India which are working in India itself. A lot of this work has been it's work from America, which is outsourced to India. Okay, so we're mainly working on projects which are American based, but obviously since they've been outsourced to India, you can be working on those projects. So there's a lot of scope. A lot of CMAs work with the CFO itself. They work in the entire team with the CFO, and that's where the exposure actually counts. Let's just go a little bit in depth about the various positions which I mentioned. Obviously, business analyst, okay, where you're doing strategic analysis for the company. Let's take the example of Amazon. Amazon, when it comes to India, it needs to understand the Indian market, correct? It needs to understand that what will the cost be, and if we're talking about India, we're talking about various cities, correct? Demographics about the cities, about where the warehouses are located, how easy is it from getting the product from the warehouse to the end consumer, which is called supply chain. So you're thinking about various other strategies, including a little bit about marketing, about accounting. So the entire strategy of Amazon, they have a strategic team, and that's why you're called a business analyst, because you're a strategic business analyst. You're thinking about various strategies and cost saving for Amazon as a whole. Besides that, a lot of companies such as Wipro and L&T have a lot of projects, correct, which are American projects, but they've been outsourced to India. And that's where CMA counts, because sometimes the client wants a US CMA working on it, and that's the advantage you have over there. Guys, another department or another role is called as financial analyst, which I mentioned, is basically working the corporate finance team. Okay, what exactly do corporate people do in corporate finance? One of the roles is obviously capital budgeting, investment appraisal, correct? First of all, sourcing of funds. Let's take the example of Amazon again, correct? When they want to invest in India, they need to understand, first of all, the sources of funds, where will they get the funds from, and again, allocation of funds as well. How will they distribute the funds? That entire thing is where the corporate finance team works. Sometimes multinational companies outsource it to the big four, so you can get into the big four in corporate finance, or you can work in companies like Amazon where they have a corporate finance team themselves. So that is the split which happens. And as I mentioned earlier, the IMA has a tie-up with companies like Amazon, Wipro, L&T. So obviously, so if you're doing CMA, it is recognized in these companies, and they do a lot of collaborations with the CMA body. So that's an easy way through and get a job. Being only a graduate, it's a bit difficult to get a job in such companies, and since CMA is tied up with them, it becomes much simpler. Moving on to the next role, since a lot of students of ours have got into asset management as well, okay, after completing the CMA, okay, and this is where people question us a lot that if I do CMA, can I get into asset management? Because some people think it's mainly related to finance and costing, but there are subjects where in the CMA course where you're learning about asset management, and obviously when there are vacancies, since you have got again the knowledge, you can obviously appear for the interview and you can take it forward from there. Portfolio management, yeah, there is a lot of scope. We have seen a lot of students, but when I'm talking about asset management in general, the department, we have had a lot of students going there. Okay, so there's a slight difference between portfolio and asset management. We can do that in another video, but yes, asset management is great for CMAs. Now, so yeah, that's the main things that you get. Obviously, there's risk advisory. A lot of Big Four do take you for risk advisory and internal audit also once you've completed your CMA. So guys, to summarize everything what I just said, is it's a 6-month course. Okay, in 6 months you can complete the course and you can start applying to these companies. My advice, personal advice, is that first of all, when you're starting CMA, decide that after completing CMA, I should try to enter this department. Now, how do you do that? How do I decide that which department should I enter? So when you start studying the subjects, you might start liking some of the subjects. When you do that, you can speak to our faculty. Since they are working in the corporates, you can say, I'm interested in being a financial analyst or probably working in the corporate finance team. What is it like to be there? Okay, so reach out to people on LinkedIn who are working in the corporate finance team and understand that what exactly they're doing. Okay, the book knowledge is perfect. That's just 20%, but the remaining 80%, the people on LinkedIn and the faculties at Zell Education can keep advising you and tell you that what exactly you're doing in that position, and that creates a major impact. Now, suppose you decide already before completing your CMA that I want to enter a particular department. Let's take risk advisory. What you need to do is, since you have not got the certificate yet, start doing an internship. Okay, gain that knowledge, gain the experience. Okay, that entire internship experience, it can be for 6 months. It takes you 6 months to complete the course, so do an internship for 6 months. But you will gain so much insight. First of all, you will have a manager, correct? You might hate the manager, he'll shout at you, but that entire experience will make you much more confident for an interview which you have to crack after completing CMA. So maintain that balance if you can. Obviously, if you're studying for a graduate or any other program and doing CMA, it might get hectic. Then it's okay. Concentrate on CMA first, then you can start applying for the jobs. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope this helped a lot. We keep updating ourselves. We keep collecting data from our students and speaking to people on LinkedIn and our faculties and understand that what other job opportunities are there. So this was for CMA. We have created a video for CP and CFA as well. Please have a look at it. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment section. We'll reach out to you, probably comment back. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.